Welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack podcast with myself and Trent and Big Mo.
Guys, every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
It is Monday night. We're recording here during Monday Night Football. The Dolphins currently up 10-0 on the Rams. We got a lot to talk about today with the huge Sunday Night Football win from the Lions. But let's rewind all the way to Saturday, and let's start with college football. Michigan, Indiana. Somehow Michigan only ended up losing by 5. They looked absolutely horrible. Big Mo, we watched the game together. You were pretty frustrated, as I'm sure most Michigan fans were. Overall thoughts on the Michigan-Indiana game and their 20-15 loss.
Well, I think before the game, I stated, I would be pleased if we would just keep it close. But obviously, like every fan, when you get into that situation, you feel like you're playing well enough defensively, and you've made some plays, especially after a half. You want a little bit more, right? You just want give me a little bit more. And that's where the frustration comes in. That I think this would be a decent, a really good football team with a quarterback,
right? And a healthy defense.
Yeah. But even Indiana's had one of the best offenses this year.
True.
And and then we kept it close enough to give our offense a chance. So, I think that's where the frustration comes in is, who's going to take the blame for not having a QB ready to go? Is it going to be Coach Moore? Is it going to be the QB's coach? Is it going to be an offensive coordinator? Somebody's going to pay the price probably. But that's been the biggest downfall or downgrade of this team, really. Obviously, the defense hasn't been as good as it probably was made out to be, but that's also you've got a new defensive coordinator staff coming in. That usually, maybe it's not the right fit. I don't know. I mean, obviously they were pretty good the second half there, so maybe he's finding his footing as well. So, frustrated because you go into Indiana and you probably should have found a way to win that one.
Yeah, probably. I mean, and you mentioned the defense. I guess with the eye test, it didn't seem like they were playing that well. But then, yeah, like you said, you look at the stats. First of all, they only gave up 20 points. I think if the defense gives up 20 points, they're giving the team a chance to win. They only gave up 40 yards rushing. So when you peel back and look at the stats, not so bad. Trent, you're not the biggest Michigan fan in the world. You're more of an Ohio State fan. They actually played at noon and destroyed Purdue 45-0. But after your Buckeyes got their win, did you tune in at all to the Michigan game? Any thoughts for me and Big Mo, Michigan fans, on a outsider's perspective?
Yeah, I call it like most of the second half. I don't know. I thought Michigan looked okay. Obviously, offense is a problem, but defensively they looked pretty solid. It looked like they had a little more energy defensively, kind of flying around a little bit. I mean, for Indiana to score, they probably score somewhere between 35 and 50 a game.
Yeah,
that's pretty good on the road to hold them to 20. But I thought Indiana looked a little funky as well. I didn't think they were quite on top of their game completely either.
Right.
But I mean, it's a good time to kind of catch a team like that off guard if you could put the ball in the end zone a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say Michigan, that's a better performance from Michigan overall wise as of recent weeks, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, offensively though, not sure what's going on with Mullings. Only 10 carries. The last it's probably been about 3 games now. We've hardly seen him that much. Um, Edwards just 15 carries, so they combined for 25 carries. I think, especially with the lack of the passing game they have, those guys need to combine for more like 40 carries.
Yeah.
They only combined for 76 yards. Davis Warren, 50%, 16 out of 32, just 137 yards, no touchdowns. Didn't throw any interceptions, which is good, but he only averaged 4.3 yards per reception. And Big Mo mentioned, someone's going to have to take the blame for this quarterback situation, and we'll get back. We'll dive in a little bit more with that Big Mo here in a second. But Trent, what are your thoughts on who's to blame? Is it head coach Sharon Moore? And I mean, well, I guess I'll just start. I mean, I think it is. He's the head of the program. He had to have known after losing JJ McCarthy. He had to know, okay, here's what we have for next year. We probably need to go out and get somebody from the portal, someone with some experience.
Yeah.
And he did not do that.
But you don't put any of that on Harbaugh?
Um, what, for leaving the cupboard bare? I mean,
Well, I mean, he essentially had a class that was ready to come in. No quarterback involved in that class.
well, they did. Don't they have they do
Oh,
have
did he redshirt?
oh,
Is he a
well,
4-star? I don't know. So
yeah.
why isn't that guy play then?
I think they're getting to the point in the season now where
Too late to even because they
I
could still redshirt him or no?
yeah, maybe it's too late though now, but you can still play and then still get redshirted. I'm not sure how many games you're allowed to play.
Yeah, and I don't know why you would bring in a good quarterback to just sit him. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially in today's game where it seems like freshmen are just phenomenal and ready to go right away. But I don't. I think it's a mix of. I would put a little bit on Harbaugh, although he did bring somebody in, but I don't know why he's not playing. And then obviously, I think Moore has to take. He's got to take the fall. He's top dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, and outside of that, I mean, obviously there's been a definite multiple games this year with some bonehead clock management on his part. Big Mo, and I know we talked about this, I think, on a previous episode. Should Sharon Moore be fired? I think watching the game with you, Big Mo, maybe you're speaking in more in the heat of the moment.
Get
And
him
so
out.
we were maybe calling for his job while we were watching.
Oh, I did not.
Totally
That's bogus
understandable. I think
lies.
I'm all for giving the guy.
You're not
Uh,
the only one though, Big Mo. I don't think you're the only one calling for his job.
no, and I hate to call for a guy's job when he hasn't even made it through a season. But you're like, this is a division. This is a top Division 1 program, a Power 5 school, a Big 10 school, and some of the things that he's are doing just are not on that level.
What's up with waiting 20 seconds to call a timeout with a minute left?
That's what I'm saying, and it's not the first time this is something like that has happened this
Like
year.
he waited to call it till there was like 10 seconds on the gate on the clock, on the play clock.
Yeah.
And you might at that point you might as well just wait and then burn them after. But I don't know. I thought that was like give your like it just felt like they just rolled over completely at that last minute. Like granted, yes, it's probably over, right? But like show that like still coach like you're trying to win the game.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know why he sat around and waited for that timeout. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't remember if I called for his head, Kurt, but
No, call for his, I think those words came out of your mouth. So not calling
Ah,
him head, but saying
I
player.
don't know. I don't
But
know if
again,
they
I'm
did.
not I was
Coach
saying
Moore,
the
I don't
same
know if
thing.
they did. I don't know if they did, Coach. But um, like I said, I think, I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. I do think guys like him. He seems to be a players type coach. Um, I do think you watch him offensively. I'm not sure. It just doesn't seem very coordinated. The reasons they do things or what they're doing, or is it so I wouldn't be surprised they get through the year. If they keep playing better and they can, you know, maybe all get a chance one more time together. But my guess is there'll be some other changes that will appease people and go from there. So
Yeah. No, I'm guessing they'll give him at least another year. I mean, that's
yeah.
fair.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
But I think it probably one key was to be, well, how are you going to address the quarterback situation? One thing we've talked about several times on the podcast when we're talking about coaches on the hot seat, it's like, well, what's the better option out there? Is there a better option out there? A lot of times there's not. I think there's one guy out there who I think would be a phenomenal college coach. And I've said this for years. I think this guy has a ton of energy. This guy is great with building relationships, which is huge at that level. I think this guy would be an awesome recruiter, and that's John Gruden, former Super Bowl champion coach. I think he would. I think he's would be great to even in the NFL. I think McCarthy's job in Dallas is probably on the line. Eberflus in Chicago, probably on the line. I think
Yeah.
it's time to get John Gruden back coaching football. Um, thoughts on that? Thoughts on maybe any other names pop into your head that maybe could be a great replacement at a phenomenal college football program like University of Michigan?
You try to get Urban Meyer.
He'd probably be successful. I hate to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about the NFL to college switch, but I
Yeah,
mean Gruden probably would be just fine. I
yeah,
think it's college is a hard one because you got to wait till the end of the year, and then you get all these switches and flips and that kind of thing where guys just kind of bounce around, and then maybe you can steal one. But yeah, I don't know. Not too sure who they could put in there I mean,
Yeah.
because it could be a completely different season if they had a quarterback that can make some plays.
Yeah.
right.
And
Oh,
that can be quickly fixed with the transfer portal,
Yeah,
signing a 5-star, flipping somebody, whatever. Uh, That if he doesn't figure that out this summer, then that will be his last year. Like if he can't get someone, but then again, you just never know. I mean, look at Michigan State. They thought they were bringing in a great quarterback, and he's been probably
yeah,
subpar for the most part,
yeah,
yeah.
or hasn't lived up to the hype. So it's it's how important that position is, um, and that puts a lot on the line. So you better have probably multiple choices. But with the transfer portal these days, you can bring in 2 or 3 guys and say, "Let's go compete."
yeah.
Or maybe the freshman this year is ready next year. So
Yeah, you would think so. You would definitely think so. I mean, I don't, yeah. Otherwise, he'll probably be like, screw this and enter the portal. Now, speaking of the transfer portal, how about University or how about Indiana having 11 what was it, 11 JMU James Madison starters now transfer and starting?
Really?
well,
Is that where?
I mean that shows you a couple of things. One is there. I don't know what the ages of or years of those guys were. If they were that James Madison for 2 or 3 years, well, they probably have been developed the way the coaching staff wants. They
Yeah.
know the system. There's so many things that go into that. Um, and honestly, the preview. I mean, again, I think if they're experienced players, the system that they're in helps them succeed with their coach at the next the stop that they make.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
the other thing might be, I mean, just sometimes, I mean, he knows what he's looking for in a football player, and those are so it works out. I'm not sure. That's I mean, it was like 10 starters on defense, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like
Um,
that.
yeah. That I mean that goes to show you either he recruited really well or the previous Indiana coaching staff
Yeah.
maybe didn't recruit as well as they needed.
Yeah.
Um, so pretty amazing though that he could bring a whole. But again, if those guys are all juniors and seniors or fifth years, they've
Yeah,
been around the block and they know what they're doing.
right,
So
exactly.
no
No, for sure.
surprise.
Yeah. And they had success the past couple of years at JMU too. Last
Oh
year,
yeah, no,
they only lost like one game last year, I think.
yeah, well definitely, and that's why I mean they're good players.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
We'll find out next week, or I guess this weekend.
Yeah. Is that game at Ohio State or at Indiana?
I believe it's at Ohio State.
yeah, at the shoe,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Um,
at Ohio State. Oh, it's not this week. It's next week.
who? Oh yeah, Ohio. Who does Ohio State have then this week? I did.
Northwestern.
Oh yeah, Northwestern, and then Michigan's on a bye.
Yeah, so Northwestern, Indiana, Michigan.
Yeah. All right.
Season flew by.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Cruising.
All right, let's move on to some NFL. Hey, before we do that, let's today again, this comes out on Tuesday. It is Monday when we're recording, November the 11th, Veterans Day. I want to give a big thank you to all the veterans out there. Also, today, Trent marks the first day of high school boys basketball here in Michigan. Practices start, tryouts start, however you want to call it. Trent at a new coaching position at Zeeland East here in West Michigan as an assistant coach with the varsity team under head coach Jeff Carlson. Trent, you had two practices today. How you
Sure did.
feel?
Yep. Bright and early this morning.
Yeah, what time did you guys start this morning?
5:45.
5:45. Awesome. Awesome. So excited for your new position?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good switch, I think. New group of guys, so getting used to those,
Sure.
building those relationships with them as well as the coaching staff. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been good so far.
Awesome. And Big Mo is one game into his season as an assistant coach with the Hope men's basketball team, also here in West Michigan, Hope College, NCAA Division III. Big Mo got off to an 0-1 start, lost to Anderson. That's Indiana, correct? What's that, Trent?
I saw that score, 2-point game.
Yeah.
Point game. Yeah, they
Was it a
scored a
buzzer
bucket
beater or
with
something?
about what's that?
Buzzer beater or something?
They had the last possession in reality scored with about 4 seconds left. Kind of just good individual play.
Did you get a shot or no?
Not really.
Okay.
Threw something up late, but nothing that
And
probably had a chance.
and then you guys are back in action this weekend with two games.
We are back on the road somewhere. Don't know where, but somewhere out of town. We got more to worry about ourselves than we do with worrying about the other team right now.
Well, hey, as long as you know what time the bus leaves, you just get on it and it goes where it takes you.
Yeah, who knows?
Day by day process over there.
But sometimes I just drive myself. I don't even worry about what time the bus leaves.
Um, Trent, and then you guys first game, what, 3 weeks probably? 2 weeks?
That's a great question.
Probably
Um,
a lot to worry about before you start thinking about first game.
yeah, let's get through cuts first, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
When are you guys doing cuts?
Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing some local high school basketball coach interviews here for the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. Obviously, love to have one with your head coach Jeff Carlson. He's been on the Attack the Rack YouTube channel a couple of times, so love to do something with him. I'll have to reach out to him, probably wait till after cuts, and then try to set something up with him sometime between cuts and game one. All right, guys. NFL, Detroit Lions. Wow. last night. I know Trent, you had to get up super early this morning. You were telling me you only made it till halftime. I was about ready to stop watching after the first quarter. I was about ready to stop watching at halftime. About ready to stop watching after the third quarter, but I just kept watching. Glad I did. Lions win on a last second 50 some yard field goal,
52, I think.
52-yard field goal.
And he hit a 58 as well.
He did. Yes.
Hey, we got a good one.
Uh,
We got to keep him around.
yes. Jake Bates, kicker, Lions. I don't think he's missed a field goal all year. A year ago, he was selling bricks. Um, Big Mo, did you stay up for that? Were you able to make it
Yes.
through the game?
Nope. Yeah, oh, I stayed up for it.
Okay.
I just couldn't stop watching like the hitting, the the way the Lions play, man, is just so exciting. Like they are trying to like defensively they smack you, and offensively they try to run you over. Like the game just is like loud. And I don't know if maybe it's just my TV, but I'm always I'm just like bam, like there's like you just turn away for a second, you just hear these smacks. You're like,
Yeah.
man, that is some football being played. So no, I couldn't shut it off. I couldn't go to bed, so stayed up for the whole thing, man.
Yeah, no, no, same here. Defense, I was calling for Aaron Glenn's job in the first half. Um, and
I don't
then
think it was. I don't ever think like I was never really worried.
even when they were down 23-7 at halftime, you weren't worried?
No, because they kind of scored. They like Goff threw that awful. I think he threw a pick before half. They gave him the extra score, and I was like, that was just an awful throw. I was like, if we come out and score right away, you're only really down like two possessions. Like you
Well,
just
yeah, and here's the thing too is to finish my point, and then in the second half, they gave up the 23 points in the first half. They didn't give up a point at all in the second half. So they were playing really well. Um, One thing that frustrated me, I think the Lions got the ball back with around 2 minutes left in the half, three timeouts. They run it three times, don't even call timeout, don't even look like they're trying, punt it away, and then Houston comes down in a minute and 15 and scores.
yeah. I think there was a penalty somewhere that hurt him a little bit on that one. I'm trying to remember now, but that was, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't think they played very well. And then I'm like, yeah, they're only down really. Um, like two really three scores.
Yeah.
Like
Well, and
that's
that's the thing too. They didn't play well. Goff had five interceptions. Now, granted, one was kind of on a Hail Mary,
yep.
one was a tip ball, and then, well, two of them were tip balls, in my opinion. Um, I thought one of them should have actually been a fumble. Um,
Well, it never hit the ground.
well, yeah, but if a running back's running and someone hits it up in the air and it never hits the ground and if someone catches it, it's still considered a fumble. Why would it matter if it's now the question is, which I don't know the actual rule is, you
Well,
know,
he threw it.
he thought he threw it. I thought he
Yeah,
was about right here and then they hit it out of his hand.
I thought it was going forward. So then therefore forward pass.
So you're saying if the ball didn't get caught and it just hit the ground, you're saying it would have been an incomplete pass, not a fumble.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that's fine, but if they would have if it would have been ruled, let's say it hit the ground and
Yeah.
it would have been ruled a fumble, then it should still be ruled a fumble, even if Texans guy catches it out of the air.
Yeah, like strip
Yeah,
sack,
yeah.
fumble
Yeah,
recovery.
but I think it happened in the throwing motion, so that's why I think it was an interception.
Okay. I'm really kind of interested in that because I do have Jared Goff on my fantasy football team, and I'd love to not have the
Oh,
-2 on that one.
yeah.
We deduct two points per interception, so I had -10 on those five interceptions. He did get two touchdowns. Both of them were 6-point touchdowns for me. They're short in our league. Depending on the length of the touchdown, you get extra points. They were both short enough where they were only 6 points, so I got 1 point out of Goff. Because of the -10 for the five interceptions. But here's the thing. He obviously didn't have a good game, even, outside of the five interceptions. He was only 50% passing, 15 out of 30, which is completely unlike him. Normally he's almost 100%. Um, but he didn't play well. Overall, just not a great game for the Lions. Obviously, the defense played phenomenal in the second half, for sure. But you go on the road, you play a good team. The Houston Texans are a good team, and you don't play well, and you still come out with a victory. That's pretty dang impressive, and I think that's just a feather in the Lions' cap. Leaning towards, I know. I think when we did our top five teams, I picked the Chiefs, but after after seeing them last night again, playing not great, getting terrible play from their quarterback, going on the road, beating a great team, I'm starting to think they may very well be the best team in the NFL.
And Chiefs should have lost to the Broncos.
Should have, yeah, it was
Yeah.
dang close, yeah,
That dude took 4 days to kick that field goal. I don't know why it took so long, but
yeah.
the chip shot, dude took forever to kick it. I thought Laporta was great last night, though, from what
Yeah,
I
he
watched.
was. Yeah, he was. And then he ended up getting hurt though, but
Oh,
hopefully he'll
did
be
he?
all right.
And it was good to
Um,
have JMO back. JMO was back, so that's good.
yep. Yep. And then
Uh,
Amon Ra, very slow start, but ended up having a great game. Big Mo.
well, I was going to say J-Mo's catch was huge, where he like really an amazing catch where he kind of extended himself up in the air to catch it and then just got
Oh, from
really
behind.
hit high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, those are hard to hold on to.
And he had the one that it was like a corner route or something, and he hit his hands, and he still
Oh,
like brought it in,
yeah,
like bounced off his hands, and he
yes.
still snagged it.
I think that was a big third down, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, no, a lot of weapons. And I think Goff got into one of those things last night where he was really trying to like almost force feed it to keep some people involved. And again, I think when you have so many weapons like that, that's going to be tough not to do sometimes instead of just taking the open route. And he had a couple awful throws, so he'll
Yeah.
be okay. He'll be all right.
Um, and then next week Lions got the Jacksonville Jaguars. So could be looking at our 10th win of the season this week. Should be. So
Best start since 1954.
wow.
Did you
Oh,
see the
oh,
stat about last night?
which one?
First time since 1970, a team threw a
Huh.
team who was down 16 and threw 5 picks and still
Yeah.
won the game.
Yes. Yeah, I did see that.
That's
Amazing.
pretty wild.
Yeah. That is crazy that you can throw 5 interceptions,
Yeah.
even if it's not interceptions. Just the fact if you turn the ball over 5 times and win a football game is incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Nuts.
Which again, I think that speaks volumes to the defense.
Yeah. And then we add our piece next week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
what,
Zary Thomas or Smith.
did you see the interview with him?
No, I didn't.
He's pretty
Pretty
excited.
sweet. He was he was jumping around and stuff, but he was on the sideline and he like pulled some of the D linemen together and
I
kind
did
of
see
gave
that.
them some tips or something like that, talking about like their blocking coverages and stuff. And like when they
Yeah.
say this, they do this, and when they say this, they're gonna do this. And then sure enough, like
Yeah. I did
changes
see
happen.
that.
So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
And he was already giving props to Campbell for giving him the week off and letting him go home. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that'll be a nice piece that we'll have the rest of the season.
Yeah. Can I
Uh,
divert us real quick or what?
what's that?
Can I divert us to something real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
If you have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on your fantasy team, they scored 93 points combined this week.
Well,
Jamar Chase had 11 catches for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns.
yeah, absolutely amazing.
And Burrow threw for 430 with 4 touchdowns.
But still lost.
And lost. Yeah.
Now, what scoring system is that? What one are you talking about?
It's probably like I don't know. It's probably like a point per catch and then a point per 10 yards in the air.
Okay.
And then probably 6 per touchdowns.
We got a crazy scoring system in our league. Jamar Chase scored 64 points in our league.
What'd Burrow have?
Let me look.
Oh, because you have like rushing touchdowns are extra, right?
Yeah, and Joe Burrow had 63, so they would have combined for
100.
107. So yeah, so you get like again, like I was saying too with Goff, like um you get extra points for the longer the touchdown. So a 0 to 9 yard touchdown, which is with the two that Goff had, those are worth six.
Okay.
9 to 39 is 9 points, and then 40 yards or more is 12 points for a
Okay.
touchdown. So, and we also we give I think probably more points for yardage as well. Um, with running backs and wide receivers, once you get to 50, you get 8 points, and then every 10 yards after that is another point. For quarterbacks, once you get to 250 yards, then you get 10 points and then another point
Okay.
every 10 yards after that. So our scoring system's kind of very unique. We got it off of Terry Bradshaw Fantasy Football back in 1996, and we've adjusted it a little bit because it is so quarterback heavy. So we've tried to adjust it a little bit to make running backs and wide receivers more valuable. But it's still pretty quarterback heavy, which is unique. I think most fantasy football leagues are more running back heavy.
Hmm.
But yeah, sorry to get on a tangent there. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy. And
Uh,
lost. Gave up 21 points in the fourth quarter.
yeah.
Nuts.
Anything else, NFL guys, before we get to wrap this up with our top three?
Nope.
All right. This week's top three is always brought to you by Realtor Ryan.
Real Estate Ryan has been in real estate for over 20 years and can help you with all your real estate needs. Realtor Ryan has helped me in my journey in learning about real estate, and he can do the same for you, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn more about real estate in general. Ring Realtor Ryan.
And today's top three, we're going top three sandwiches. This can include any type of sandwich. It includes burgers. It includes hot dogs, brats if you want to. Maybe you got a specific restaurant that has a specific sandwich you want to throw out there for your top three sandwiches. Trent, let's get that wheel going.
You got it. And for the first pick of the draft,
Or third.
or third. Oh, I get to go first. I'm going first.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
That's two in a row I got, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Look at that. And then, Kurt again. Ryan.
All right. I'll
Big
go
Mo.
third.
Big Mo taking a beating recently in the wheel.
That's all right. You guys have picked so awful. I always get my choices.
Yeah. Well, with the candy one for sure.
Yeah, Kurt's choosing the bottom of the barrel.
The leftover pieces.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do we got left over? Three Musketeers and Milky Ways.
And plain M&Ms.
Serious.
Oh,
Come on.
shoot.
All right. Give me the Philly cheesesteak at number one.
All right, so I knew someone was gonna say that. I had that on my list. Now, there's two different ways you make a Philly cheesesteak. And if you go to Philadelphia, you're gonna find it either way.
Okay.
Some use Cheese Whiz for the cheese, and then some use the provolone. I think when we think of
Provolone.
Yeah, I think when we think of Philly cheesesteak, we think provolone. But if you actually go to Philadelphia, a lot of places in Philadelphia that make the Philly cheesesteak actually make it with Cheese Whiz. Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
I
Well, give me the provolone one.
provolone, and I think the key to the Philly cheesesteak and all kind of sandwiches like that, a lot of it has to do with the bread,
Yes.
or the roll as they call it in some places like New York.
Yep.
All right, Big Mo, your first choice.
Oh, I'm going. I thought I had third.
No, I do.
Or you chose. You chose to go third?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure you did. All right. All right. Then I'm gonna go a nice French dip.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one as well.
Now, the French dip, that's where what do you dip it in? What
A
is that?
little au jus.
Which is kind of what is that? Is it like a broth or
Yeah, it's
a
like a
gravy?
broth or a sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter because it's so good.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just not no good. It should have been number one. Come on.
Does and I don't know, traditionally does the French dip, does it have cheese on it or is it just roast beef?
It has
I
cheese.
don't.
I think it has cheese, doesn't it?
I mean, you can
It's gotta
always
have
add
some.
cheese.
It's got to have some type of cheese. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if I
Probably
can figure it out.
provolone. All right, my first pick in round one, I'm gonna go with a jalapeno grilled cheese sandwich. So, I had this at a restaurant here in Holland that no longer exists. It's a different, I mean, the building is still there. There is a restaurant there. Um, but that restaurant is no longer exists. The way they made it, and you can make it at home. Basically, it's a traditional grilled cheese, but it has um, jalapeno cream cheese as well. So it's a grilled cheese sandwich, but then the inside of each bread is caked with um, jalapeno cream cheese, and then whichever kind of cheese that you want. I'd probably throw in a slice of pepper jack as well, and probably a cheddar. Um, just phenomenal. And I will say this: Big Mo makes one heck of a grilled cheese sandwich.
I will say, Kurt, this is about I don't know how many top three we've done, but you finally took one off my list of the grilled cheese category.
Oh.
Nice.
Only because I do make a mean grilled cheese.
Yes, you did. You absolutely do. And then okay, so now we're on to the second round. I got the first pick in the second round. I'm gonna go with a barbecue pulled pork.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
That's good.
I'm going with a classic of the old club sandwich.
Okay.
Just give me that turkey, ham, little bacon. I prefer tomato, lettuce, probably no onions on that, but yeah, just you can go to any restaurant and get yourself a quality club. They can't really mess it up.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. I'm
Um,
gonna go with
yeah,
let me
Trent,
go with the see, here's the kicker. I'm gonna go with the BLT,
Ooh.
but I don't like tomato. So the BL.
The BL.
There's something about a
The,
BL
hey, how
that
about a little BLB?
what's the other one?
A little extra bacon.
Yeah, double bacon. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about, well, I agree with you, Trent. I'm not a tomato guy, so if I was to get it, I'd probably go BL, but I don't think I could do it without cheese. I mean, I'd have to throw in some cheese.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about the homemade BLT that is
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
a
very good.
little bit of mayo, a little bit
Yeah,
of
and you cook
mayo.
the bacon how you like it, and
Yeah.
it's just it's a good sandwich.
Good quality sandwich.
Yeah.
All right, and now Trent, you're gonna kick off
Oh
the
yeah.
third and
Last
final
pick.
round.
Last pick of the draft. Give me like an Italian sub.
Okay, so what all would be on that?
Let's go with like salami, pepperoni, um,
Ham?
some ham, probably, yeah. And then dress it how you want.
Probably
With some like
mozzarella cheese.
yeah, and then some Italian dressing on it.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
call. Good call. I'm gonna stick with a subtype sandwich, but I'm gonna go a specific, a little Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Almost any sandwich they have,
True.
but you got to throw the hot peppers on it.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, if you haven't had Jimmy John's hot peppers, they just hit differently, and I have
Okay.
not been able to find something that's like them.
yeah.
So if you're out
Speaking of
there
Jimmy
listening,
John's,
if you're out there listening, and you got the hot peppered secret Jimmy John, let me know because uh, Jimmy John's is a little pricey, but
it is.
if I could find the peppers, I would just make my own sandwiches at home.
And they added toasted sandwiches.
They have. I have not tried their
Oh,
toasted ones.
I had the toasted Italian last week.
Oh,
Very good.
wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
speaking of toasted sandwiches, oh, here in Holland, Michigan, downtown Holland, we
Oh
lost a staple sandwich shop.
gosh,
Um, oh my gosh.
subs and more.
Subs and more. Oh, those were the best sandwiches. I would just get plain ham and cheese. Big Mo, probably not surprised. Plain ham and cheese. So good. Um, they had really good cheesy breadsticks too. They did do pizza. I don't really remember if I really had their pizza, but they had the best sandwiches ever.
Yeah, they were. I don't know how. I don't know what the deal was with that closing, but
Yeah.
huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake. Yeah, because I always get the chicken cordon bleu,
Okay.
and that was always very something about their toasted bread.
Yes.
I don't know.
However they did it, it was
Yeah,
out of every place that does toasted or grilled or baked sandwiches. I know we had a Quiznos here in Howell for quite a while. They were pretty good,
yep.
but nothing topped the subs and more.
No subs and drugs.
All right,
That's
let's
probably
wrap
why they
this
went out
up.
of business or had to sell.
I always call it the subs and drugs. I don't know why I call it that, but
Well, I think there was a time back in the 90s when you could get more than just sandwiches at subs and more. Let's
you
just
never knew what was in that basement. You always wondered, but you never knew.
um all right. Third round, last pick. I'm gonna take now. I love a good breakfast sandwich.
Ooh, I didn't even think about breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah. There's I mean on a bagel, and you
Yep.
can whether you go ham, egg and cheese, bacon, egg and cheese, sausage, egg and cheese, on bread or on bagel, whichever kind of bagel, they're all great. But there is one that takes the cake for me, and is the Denny's Moons Over My Hammy. Sourdough bread, big old um, like wrapped egg, ham, lots of cheese, melted cheese, toasted sourdough bread. Love it. Loved it. We no longer have a Denny's here where we live here. So good. So good. I don't think I probably had a Moons Over a Hammy that many times out of the hours of 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oops.
That was the Denny's. That's when you go to Denny's.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably why they closed.
But it was so good. I know Big Mo, you and I have had many a Denny's meal. I don't even remember.
We've shared a couple of moons over Miami.
Yes. Yes. Anything else on you guys' list that we didn't mention?
No, because I had French dip, pulled pork. Those were all top tier.
How about a little like after Thanksgiving little turkey sandwich?
Just
Yes.
loaded up with a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
And
just load up with the leftovers, baby.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Good call.
I don't know why that's better than regular Thanksgiving.
It just tastes better on Thanksgiving or the day after.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
I'd go a little peanut butter and jelly.
oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah, but
mean,
that's too like.
oh, but hey, give me an Uncrustable, and
Oh yeah,
you just made my day.
yeah.
I've
Those
never
are
had
good.
one
I
of
don't know
those.
why
Those
they're
look
good.
Oh, dude, if I have to like tell myself don't buy the box at Costco or Sam's or wherever of like 50 Uncrustables because I would just eat them all day long.
Yeah, they are good.
I don't know. To me, they look disgusting, but obviously you're saying they're good. I've never had one just because they look disgusting.
They're good. You should try one.
Wow,
Yeah,
Kurt.
Well, let me ask you this. Do they make them with strawberry jam or is it just grape?
Oh, they got both.
yeah, they got both. Yeah,
Wow, Kurt. You are
yeah, Kurt,
missing
you
out.
gotta try one of those.
All
You're
right.
falling in love with regular M&Ms and you haven't had an Uncrustable.
Here's an interesting one for you. Now we mentioned the grilled cheese. I had a grilled peanut butter. So you make it the same way you make a grilled cheese. It's just instead of the cheese between the breads, you got a lot of peanut butter.
It's probably
Very
pretty good.
good. Very good.
Just peanut butter?
Yeah, I'm sure you can do it with jam too. I just do it with peanut
Then it would be an Uncrustable.
butter.
Um, huh. Interesting.
Um,
Sure. Anything else? Anything else?
Hey, let me ask you this.
Oh,
There's so many, none of us mentioned a chicken sandwich. There's so many places you can get a chicken sandwich, McDonald's, Wendy's, and then obviously Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. If you guys had to get a chicken sandwich, which one of those places are you going to?
Popeyes.
Popeyes?
Yeah.
I'm a classic. Give me a spicy chicken from Wendy's.
Yeah,
Those are yeah.
those are
I
good.
would say Popeyes, then probably Wendy's.
All right.
What about you?
I'll have to try the
I would
pop.
probably go. What I like is I'll get a plain grilled chicken sandwich from Wendy's, but I'll have them add cheese to it.
Kurt likes his cheese.
He does love cheese. Should we do next top three? Should be favorite cheese.
Yeah, yeah, that would be hard because a lot of times it depends on.
Because Kurt's going American or American or American.
Yeah, with a sprinkle of pepper jack.
No, let's be honest. I think that would be tough because it depends on kind of what sandwich it is and what, um, you know, on a burger, yeah, American or cheddar, but, um, like you mentioned, you go Philly cheesesteak, then you want provolone or, so,
Lots of choice.
sometimes you
Lots of
want,
choice.
depending on the meat choice, you maybe go Swiss. So, or if you're making mac and cheese, you're going a mixture of a whole heck of a lot of different cheeses.
Yeah, throw them all in there.
All right, fellas, it's getting late here Monday night. Still got to get this off to producer Dale so he can edit it and post it. But certainly, any last words? No?
Nope. All good.
All right, we will see you on the next one.